Hello, I'm Anna Delman. It is day number 122 on the journey towards 365 of my note writing. My instruction and encouragement for today is distractions grow when we do not confront the deep-seated hurts and struggles in our lives. Furthermore, understanding comes with examination and foundational comparison, what was and is true. Now, what was and is true about people, places, and things that cause those deep-seated distractions we know in our life, and then what is true about your foundational belief system. How are your emotions, your mindset revealing that your foundation that you need to compare yourself to is not as solid as you thought it would be? What are you feeding your mind? What are you feeding yourself to nurture those deep-seated hurts and reminders of events that you've moved on, you're doing very well in progression, but events trigger the old behaviors which you don't want in your functioning life. So what are you reading, watching, and listening to? And most importantly, what are you telling yourself about your platform, your foundation of value, and how are you functioning? Now, I have over the past few days said that I found myself self-soothing, so I distracted myself to unpack a box, and I came across a hard copy of my master's degree thesis. And it was written in 2012 and it's 2025, so quite a season of time since I wrote it. And so when I read through it, it was like reading somebody else's work because so much time has passed. And then the reason we need to examine deeply was verified to me as I read through it. I quoted Kenneth Woost, and this is what he says about our mindsets. I'll read it to you. The renewal takes place not in the mind, but in the spirit of it. The change is not in the mind psychologically, either in its essence or in its operation, and neither is it in the mind as if it were a superficial change of opinion on points of doctrine or practice, but it is in the spirit of the mind, in that which gives mind both its bent and its material thought. It is not simply in the spirit as if it lay there in dim and mystic quietude, but it is in the spirit of the mind, in the power which, when changed itself, radically alters the entire sphere of business of the inner mechanism. So that's the entirety of the quote, and I furthered the paper on saying the workings of the entire sphere of the inner mechanism of man wrought through a process of change is sanctification. It is the change we are needing to bring about in our lives is deeper than we think we need. The outer changes we bring, the smiles, the pleasantries, are a mask. They are not the deep-rooted change we need to bring to our lives in order to function completely, wonderfully, to reach those outer goals, those functioning goals in life. I'm not going to stop the self-soothing behaviors indefinitely if I do not dig down so deeply. And then the Word of God says that it is sharper than a two-edged sword, able to penetrate down to the core, bone and marrow, to expose the thoughts and intentions of the heart. Friends, if you're wanting to bring radical change to your life and you want to lay your life open, your heart, your mind, your soul, your psyche, to examination, you can change at such a depth. And it means, what are you feeding your mind, reading, watching, listening to? And once you've done that and you have the information, the knowledge, the wisdom, are you going to apply it to your life? What are you telling yourself? How are you instructing yourself moment by moment when those things occur? I will say that since I have read through this and it has convicted me so greatly, I haven't done any self-soothing. I've been more positive, more determined, more more forceful confronting of myself as I've read this. Now, furthermore, the blessing in reading through this, if you are a return viewer, or if you're new here, I am writing a book on church life and the functioning in the church when you have been through difficulties in church community. How do you continue to honor God and know His blessing, yet you do not have the kind of community you want? That's what I'm committed to write to. And reading through this, I have become very excited, because even then the foundation of what I want to write today is there. If not, the entirety of what I just need to repackage to encourage others and be a blessing to them. So that is my encouragement to you for today. And those of you who are returned, don't you like the beautiful lilacs? We have a gorgeous lilac tree outside. I don't really cut branches and bring them in. However, the tree's going. In the next few weeks it will be gone, and this will be the last season I'll be able to appreciate the fragrance. I love fragrance. I love perfume. And this is perfuming up my environment today. And isn't that what deep-rooted, seated change should bring to our lives? The fragrance that our personality, our character exudes to others when we have done the work. Until tomorrow, take care and God bless, and we will talk again. Bye-bye for now.